Hi, my name is Eva, and I am officially too old for BookTok. I figured it's a time to create this video, to show my face, that's for first, and kind of explain why I created this channel and what I'm hoping to get out of that. Uh, I work a full time. I am definitely not a YouTuber or definitely not TikToker, which probably shows. And I am definitely not a youngling who just tries to become an influencer. That is definitely not my point. But recently I noticed that the older I get, my attention span is going horribly downhill. And because I work full time, I have my responsibilities and way too many hobbies. I figured that it might be a good idea to try to start reading the physical books just to kind of slow down for a few minutes and uh, do one thing at a time, um, not constantly multitask, which I tend to do a lot. I listened to audiobooks when I was working, when I was doing chores, when I was crafting. So that was my primary way of consuming books. But I realized that when I did that, um, I can't sit still anymore without doing something. So if I watch something or read something, I have to do something with my hands. So it was about time to try to change that. I need to slow down a little bit, and with some recent stress for quite a while, it did not help. So I figured, why not get back to reading? Just sit down for 5, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and try to just zone out. The problem was that because of the way I work and because of all of my crafts, the physical books I was getting, they were just not comfortable to hold. And it was just another hurdle for me not to pick up the book. And I realize I am not. I'm finding any excuse not to do that. So, in kind of a last ditch effort, I decided to get a Kindle. I used to have a Nook, but I don't even know where it is anymore. It's been way too long. But I got a Kindle. I was hoping that something a little bit smaller and lighter will help. I did try to read on a tablet, but tablet is still big, clunky, and heavy, so it's still uncomfortable. So once I got a Kindle, I started reading a little bit more. I'm still having a hard time not falling asleep, but I think that's mostly an age, not just slowing down. But uh, I do read more. I'm able to read on my breaks. I'm able to read before bedtime. It's just much more comfortable. On top of that, I got myself a Kindle holder. I got myself a page turner. So anything that could take um, those hurdles, those barriers that stopped me from doing it. I also signed up for NetGalley. Um, and when I did that, I realized, well, I never reviewed a book before. I read it, I thought about it, I knew what I liked, what I didn't like, but I never really reviewed the books. So I went on the Goodreads, where a lot of people do review. And I kind of went through the books I liked and didn't like, just a few examples to try to figure it out. Okay, I don't like or like a book, but why? So I decided to get it a little bit differently. I tried to figure it out if I didn't like a book, why. I tried to figure it out what did bother me with the book, or what did I totally love. And more and more I was going with it, I figured out that I probably have more to say than I thought. And maybe it's not a bad idea to try to read arcs and try to read books that maybe I haven't reached for before. maybe genres that I don't reach for very often. And why not start documenting it? Will I have anyone who's gonna want to watch me? I don't know. I probably gonna be rambling like I am right now. I will be very awkward, probably, at least at the beginning. But that's just the way I am. I just start talking, and sometimes it's coherent, sometimes it's not. And hopefully, it will make sense to at least some people. But my genre of choice is and was for the longest time horrors and thrillers are my go-to, but I don't mind trying other stuff. I did read some romantasy. I did read a good amount of fantasy, sci-fi, a lit RPG. So I am not afraid to reach for other genres as long as the story is good and as long as I enjoy it. That's all it matters. I am very, what I like to say, I don't know if it's a proper term, but I'm a kind of an immersive reader. So I don't see a text when the book flows right. Uh, I just see a movie in my head. And that's one of the main indicators for me. Do I enjoy the book or not? Is there something that throws me out of that immersion, or is it just going smoothly and I enjoy the story and I don't want to put it down? So that's kind of where I am right now. And I probably said too much or too little, I don't know. As I said, I have absolutely no experience at all in creating the content. For the longest time, I didn't want to create any content and didn't even think about that. Uh, but since I'm going back to reading and trying to read more and trying to motivate myself a little bit more to do something, I figured, oh, why not? I'll give it a shot. In worst case, it's gonna be a documentation for myself. See where I went from the point of where I am right now, and maybe you're going to be interested in hearing what I say. I'm definitely not going to read 200 books a month. Um, I definitely am not the fastest reader. And I definitely don't have time to read every single day and for hours and hours. I have other stuff that I work on. So I'm hoping that I can motivate some people that are just like me, or kind of like me, that have a full time job, that maybe have kids, that just want to slow down for half an hour at evening. And if I'm able to encourage someone to reach for the book, that's gonna be something that's gonna make me happy for sure. So here I am. If you want to say hi, if you're even gonna get that far and um, not go away from all of my rambling and incoherent thoughts, hi. If you want to say hi in the comments, great. If not, I'm gonna make another video. Obviously, I can't keep up with the newest stuff. There's plenty of YouTubers and TikTokers and overall reviewers and book content creators that read the most known, the newest things, and great. I won't be able to do that. I probably will read some new stuff. I will read some arcs of authors I might know or might not. Um, and I will always give you my honest opinion. I Just because I got an arc doesn't mean I'm gonna give it 5 stars. Just because I didn't like a book doesn't mean I'm gonna give it a 1 star. I try to give my opinion in a way to explain why I don't like the book, not just, oh, it sucked. Uh, Mostly because reading is very subjective. So if I don't like something, you might love that aspect that I hate about the book. And that might make you want to pick it up. Who knows? But I definitely welcome any recommendations from any genre you think about. Um, I'll try to do some reviews of the books I read recently that I read years ago. I might need to remind myself of what those books were about because, yeah, my brain does not work in a way to remember everything that I read. Um, Sometimes I look in a library to pick up the book and it told me that I already finished it 2 years ago and I don't even remember the title. So it is what it is. It's kind of the same as with the movies for me. If I don't remember it, that means that it did not give me big enough um, stimulation, I guess, a, that I remember it in any way. So it might not be a bad book or bad movie, but it wasn't anything special to make me remember it. Anyway, I should probably stop rambling. But anyway, I will try to post anyway. I'll try to post reviews. I'll try to figure out some fun challenges maybe. I will definitely love if you guys give me some kind of uh, requests or references. For the horror that I like, I go anything from a very low tier. I did read some young adult horrors as well, but I also do read some as far as a splatterpunk and a little bit more gory, as long as it have a story and the gore is not for gore's sake. I will enjoy it. Hopefully I will enjoy it as long as story is good or something that I enjoy. Uh, yeah, I'm going in circles. Anyway, this one gonna be so embarrassing when I'm gonna look at it half a year or a year from now. But uh, yay, that's my first video, and stick around if you want to or not. I'll be back sooner or later, but I'll try to do that sooner.